So there's this book that I've been reading called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And I just think that it's amazing. It's a book that every artist, every creative, every person with that will to create, and especially people who are ambitious that want to make money doing it or just kind of create a lifestyle out of your creativity, this book is for you. If you have not read it, then I am just honored to be sitting here in front of you right now through the means of the internet to introduce this book to you, and I think it's going to change your life. It's one of those books that you're going to just keep with you and read and read and read. You're going to read it, you're going to forget, and then you're going to pick it up and you're going to remember, you're going to be inspired, and it's just an amazing book. It's just that there's really nothing else that I can say other than that. Pick this up, go read it. One of the things that I wanted to kind of share about the book is that the author talks about this thing called the Muse. And when he talks about it, you know, when I was reading it, like actually reading the book, it felt a little religious. Like it was kind of weird. Like I was like, okay, is this guy like in the Illuminati? Like, what is he talking about with this whole Muse and the way that he speaks about it in like biblical proportions? Like, it's kind of crazy. But then when I actually listened to the audiobook, I was able to kind of get his humor, or just kind of like his quirk, if you will. And I actually kind of adopted some of those habits with respect to the Muse. So for those who do not know, this is what a Muse is. The Muses were Greek goddesses of poetic inspiration and adored deities of song, dance, and memory, on whose mercy the creativity, wisdom, and insight of all artists and thinkers depend. So I kind of like what Steven Pressfield does in the book. From a creative standpoint, I think it's pretty dope. What he does is, he doesn't take credit. He doesn't identify with his work. Instead, he over-identifies with the process of doing the work and consigns the spoils of the work, that being the good work, the favorable work, the inspired work, the good stuff. So if you're writing a rap verse 1 is super dope, verse 2 is super dope, verse 3 is super dope, Dylon. Like, he basically doesn't Dylon it. He basically sends that to the Muse. He has nothing to do with it. He is just a vessel. So I want to kind of take on that idea, because when you think about things like writer's block or whatever block you might have just creatively, it's not that you really have a blockage. It's more so you're not getting the good stuff that you were getting. When you're an artist and you're making dope stuff, you're going to get some success. You're going to make a hit. But then now there's this expectation for another hit, and your inability to create that or duplicate that makes sense. It can frustrate you, and then you catch writer's block. Well, with the idea of the Muse, it's not about the pressure of you having to top your last thing is gone, because the first thing you did, it wasn't you. The whack shit, the good shit, none of it was it. All that's subjective. What you do is you focus on doing the work, and then the way that Steven Pressfield puts it, the Muse may or may not appear and inspire you at that given moment and bestow upon you just creative genius. It's not an on and off switch. There are things you can do. You can have a favorite place to work. Like me, I have this studio. You can have trinkets. You can have things that make you feel inspired. It could be your laptop, whatever. Like, all these things attract the Muse. But more than anything that you might have, or any place that you might be, because you know you might not necessarily be in the studio of your dreams, or you may not have the tools of your dreams. The Muse is attracted to your work. So you taking the time to put that work in is what's going to attract the Muse. And when the Muse comes, whenever she decides to, because it could be right when you start writing, it could be an hour in, it can be she'd be going for a whole month. The whole point is you need to just continue doing the work, focusing on the work, and not worrying about whether it's good, not worrying whether it's bad, because it's none of your business. That belongs to the Muse. And as long as you keep on working and you keep on putting in that effort, she'll notice the effort, and she'll come and she'll give you that genius and bestow it upon you. The creativity, it's not a science. I think that art in general, it's not a science. It probably has the production of good art. To me, it's more of a religion than it is a science, because science, you can figure out how to do something and then keep doing it, and then you can get results. That's not how art works. Art has always been, I'm gonna work at this and something good may or may not happen. Even if I'm like dope, and even if you love everything I create, I might not love everything that I create. And I may be looking for that next thing, that next spark of inspiration. And that inspiration, it is a phenomena. It's something that can't be seen, but it definitely happens. And to capture that, it's like capturing lightning in the bottle. And that's just something that science has not been able to do. And I'm not, and by no means am I anti-science. I am totally, I'm a techie. Like, I'm all about the science. But it is something that I can recognize and say, yeah, there's a spiritual aspect to being an artist. And the idea of the Muse kind of like flows and jives with that. And that's why I really dig the idea of the Muse. And that's also why I really dig Steven Pressfield's book. At least that's just something I got from it. There's a lot more to the book than the Muse. This is just one little piece of it that I kind of homed in on, but I think you'll enjoy it. So check it out, and maybe I'll do a part 2 of this video. I'm just vlogging. I'm just kicking it with you guys for right now. This is a new channel. Till the next time, keep it locked here. Peace.
DA 2013.